Is this for me or him?
All right, so when you're done with those, you're gonna go to the hips, and we're gonna go to 8 and 8 with the hips. Are you okay?
We're twisting the hips.
All right, you're done with the hips?
No, I'm sorry, what are we doing with the hips?
We're gonna go in circles with the hips. So you're gonna go for 8 circles in one direction and 8 in the other.
I used
And
to.
actually, today it is good that I am not showing you, because now you guys have been doing this long enough that you have to test your skills and see what you can do.
Yeah, I just realized how dependent I am on watching you. Yeah. Just to know what to do. Well, okay, no.
All right, so you're going for 8 circles with those hips.
Okay.
And
Oh.
then when you're done with those, you're going to bring the knees together and the feet together, and you're going to do 8 circles with the knees in one direction and 8 in the other. Then remember, with this one, we really want to focus on what feels good for us. So if you can make big circles with those knees, great. But if you can't, you can make tiny little circles, but focus on the knee doing the work. Good.
I went to the dentist yesterday. I couldn't believe the cost.
Really?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
had
that
a
always happens.
thing happen. But they took an x-ray. That's always expensive. And then, I got there at 8, was out by 8:30, and it was just so expensive.
Sometimes you can call them and negotiate it.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
Well, where I live in New Hampshire.
I know, but who did you see?
Oh, Dr. Patel?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. You're in my area. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's very good. I've been going to them for a long time.
All right, now I want you to both go to those ankles now. So you're going to make 8 circles with one ankle in one direction, and then switch directions on that ankle, and then switch to the other side.
I was very lucky. A number of years ago, I went to a different dentist. He's since retired, and he was really nice and really encouraging, since I wasn't doing very well at flossing. And I had the same hygienist for like 20 years, and she was so nice and encouraging. We always had, it took a long time because we were so busy chatting. It was great.
That's good. So last week, Joe was the only one who joined us. And in having a one-on-one session with Joe, we were able to start getting into some footwork. And so that's what I'm going to be working on with you ladies today as well. And so
Into
we're
what?
to footwork.
Footwork, okay.
Yeah. And so the goal behind this is that your feet are the first point of contact on the ground. So if you have any knee issues, hip issues, back pain, a lot of times we can help manage that by creating more capacity in our body in our feet. So our feet are meant to be springy and be able to generate power from the ground to operate very functionally. And a lot of us lose that. Almost all of us lose that for one reason or another. And that can happen as early as age 30, or it can start to decline over time. But don't worry, most people do struggle with these things that we're going to go over. So our goal today is going to find the easiest thing you can do and the hardest thing you can do well. So when I say hardest thing you can do well, we're going to experiment with different levels. If you find that there's something that's just uncomfortable, scary, or you can't talk during it, that's too hard. So we want to find something where you're like, I'm challenged. This is pretty hard. I can still talk and I feel safe and secure in the movement. So we're going to start with one thing. And after each movement, I'm going to ask you to tell me on a scale of 0 to 10 what your experience was. 0 being you could do this all day long, and 10 being, oh my God, I could not have possibly done another one of those. Now, it's interesting when there's more people in the class because sometimes there's pressure to feel like, well, what if that person does better than me? But you each have your own individual bodies, your own experiences that have shaped those bodies. So the best thing that we can do is just own wherever we are at today, because that journey is ours to have and not someone else's. And with that information, we can start to build this capacity with you. So the first movement we're going to do is marching in place. And so when I say marching in place, you're standing straight up. You're going to bring one knee up, and then you're going to bring the opposite hand up, and then you're going to bring the other knee up and the other hand up, just like it sounds like you're marching. As you do this today, I'm going to start a timer for 20 seconds. And what I want you to focus on is, like we've talked about with the foot before. So when your foot is on the ground, you want the ball of your foot to hit the ground first and then your heel to go down. So same thing when you're marching. You want to drive that ball of the foot down and then the heel. When you go to pick your foot back up, I want you to feel like you're pushing into that ground, generating power so your foot comes off the ground. So it's kind of like sort of a heavy march, but it should feel good. If you feel pain, discomfort, let me know. Do what you think is best for you. But we're going to go for 20 seconds of marching. Do you have any questions?
No.
No.
All right, perfect. All right, so when you're ready, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and we're going to start marching. Yes, nice. And remember, the ball of the foot, generate that power. You ladies got this. Nice. You are halfway there. Nice. Good. Very good. And you have 3 seconds left. 2, 1, and you can stop. How did that feel on a scale of 0, being I could be doing it all day, to 10, I don't want to do any more of that?
5.
Perfect.
Maybe a 2.
Perfect. All right, good. So the way that this scale works is 5 and 6 are adaptation zones, meaning we're going to find like potentially a way to increase our capacity in our body, increase our power, and increase what we're doing. So 5 is perfect. 2 is actually still a good zone because there's no pain, nothing bad's happening, but it's easier than to create an adaptation. So
I'm
with
sorry,
you,
which way does the scale go?
0 is you could do it all day long, and 10 is you couldn't possibly have done another second.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
where do you feel like you are?
Oh, I'd say a 3.
Okay, perfect. So for a 3, we're going to go ahead and do that one more time. And I want you to just raise up the speed at which you're doing it, so you feel more like you're at a 5. So just go a little bit faster so that you feel like you're at 4 or 5 zone. Edie, for you, I want you to stay around a 4 or 5. So if this starts to get more challenging, slow it down, focus on your breath, and try to keep it at a 4 to 5. So we're going to do one more of those for 20 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1, and go. Nice. Remember, speed up is going to make it harder. Speed down is going to make it easier. I want you both at around a 4 or 5. You have 10 seconds left. Nice. Good. Don't forget to generate power from those feet. And you look good, and you can stop. All right. Did you feel like you were able to successfully manage how hard or easy that was, or did it feel like it was still the same?
No, it was easier the second time.
Perfect. What made it easier?
I got the rhythm better. I went a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it out.
Cool. I like that.
Getting the right arm up with the left leg. I was
Perfect. And how about you, Laura? What was your experience?
It was a little harder. I started getting out of breath.
Perfect. All right, good. So we're working on cardio, which is good. And if we can increase that, then the movement will feel easier. So that's great. So in terms of the cardio aspect, like out of breath on a scale of 0 to 10, where did you feel like you were at with that?
The cardio, the
Yeah.
breath.
Hmm.
Well, I think I worked harder the second time, so I was a little more out of breath than I was the first time.
Perfect.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah,
Okay, good.
I'm
So for
terrible
these,
at the skills.
no, you're not terrible. This is great. So what I want you both to focus on when we look at how hard or easy a movement is today, specifically, and you wouldn't know this unless I tell you, so we're changing it a little, is I want you to think about the whole picture of it. So in terms of the breath, the movement itself, like balance, I want you to think about the whole experience when we think about that scale of 0 to 10. And so if you're out of 5, then everything in there roughly should be out of 5. If you find that there's one limiting factor, I want you to raise your scale up a little bit higher. That makes sense?
So it's the balance, the breath, and what else?
The breath and the movement. So any part of the experience that you feel like is limiting, I want you to rate it on the hardest piece of the movement. Hi, Joe.
I just washed my hair.
Oh, nice. Good. Well, we were just talking about what I did with you last week, and we were talking about footwork. And Edie and Laura just did the marching like we did, where they're generating power from the feet. So next we're gonna move into something different today than we did with you, Joe. But we're gonna move next into what I like to think of as sort of a jog in place. And so it doesn't have to be a jog if you're not ready to turn it into a jog, but the idea is that you're lifting one foot off the ground and then the other, and you're switching back and forth as efficiently as you can so that you can keep moving between feet. So the way that we're going to do that, and I'm talking through this today, is that we're just going to stand as we are. If you are worried that balance might be an issue for you, you can always go near a countertop, use the edge of a wall, or use the back of a chair. So feel free to do that. But I want you to find what works best for you today, that you can manage the balance to the best of your ability. So what you're going to do, which we've done before, is you're going to take your right foot and you're going to lift up your heel off the ground, and then only your ball of your foot is going to be on the ground. You're going to push into that and lift up your foot. When you bring that foot back down, I want you to land on the ball and then the heel, and you're going to switch sides. And you're going to go back and forth, ball, heel, moving from foot to foot for 20 seconds to the best of your ability.
Not taking the feet off the ground.
You are going to take them just slightly off the ground.
Oh, okay.
So one foot is heel's going to lift. You're going to push off the ball, lift the foot, put it back down, and switch to the other side. So you're going to just be moving between the 2 feet. So we're going to start with 20 seconds. It's going to take a little time to get the rhythm, but find the speed that works best for you and the way that works best for you. So we're going to go in 3, 2, and 1. And I want you to be lifting up one foot and then the other foot, one foot and then the other foot, generating power from the balls of your feet. And you can start. Nice. Nice. Good. You're going to go for 10 more seconds. Good. And you can relax. All right, how did that feel for both of you? And so, Joe, we're doing this on a scale today. 0, I could do this all day. 10 being, that was kind of hard. I don't really think I could do any more. How did that feel for everyone?
8 for Edie.
Perfect.
For me, it was a 4.
Perfect.
What 10 is easy?
10 is you can't do anymore. It's the hardest thing you've ever done.
I did it backwards then.
Okay.
I was a 2.
Oh,
then.
perfect. Okay, good. This is good. And Joe?
0. I like that.
Okay, perfect. All right, this is good news. So that means we're going to move to the next thing, which I am actually going to get up, even though I'm not supposed to. I'm going to show you it really quickly so that you
What
can see it.
happened?
And if the alarm, because the alarm guy is fixing our alarm, and this might make the alarm go off while he's fixing it, but I'm gonna have to show you this one. So we're gonna come up onto our balls of our feet, and I just want you to turn this into a little more of a jog. And you're really gonna feel that in your feet. So you're really gonna feel how that feels, yes. And you're gonna go for 10 more seconds. Nice.
Question.
Yes.
It seems like my hips are moving a lot. Should I tone them down and just work on the feet?
So we can get up to that point. Right now we're just working on the feet, so it's okay what's happening in the rest of the body. But we might change that in the future, yes. All right, so you all did about 20 seconds. How did that feel?
Good.
All right. How do you guys feel about hopping in place? Do you think hopping is something that you would be willing to test out?
No.
Yeah.
No
Try
hopping.
it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so if you don't want to hop, what I want you to do is I want you to think about marching in your space. I don't know how big your spaces are, but I want you to think about marching forwards. And so you're going to maybe march in a circle. You're going to march back and forth depending on your space requirements. But I want you to move as you march, and I want you to go onto the ball of the foot and then come back off. So marching in place. If you're up for hopping, then we're going to do some hopping. And the hopping is a pogo jump. So Joe knows what that is, but if you want to try it, you just sort of jump very, very slightly in place. So Joe, do you want to show us the pogo jump?
Okay, hang on. I'll put my and okay. What is it? Am I doing it?
Yeah, that's good. So she's just doing a little hop and she's trying to land on the balls of her feet. Now this makes your feet
Oh.
very tired. You can relax.
Oh.
And if you're worried about balance, it can be challenging. So you can either march in place or you can do that little hop. It's totally up to you what you're comfortable with, but we're going to go for 20 seconds. And so think about,
Do your feet come off the ground?
they do, but they barely come off the ground. So it's just a little hop.
Oh,
If you-
both your feet come off?
Yeah, just slightly. So they might stay or they might come off for a second. It's up to you.
So
We're
it's
gonna go
really
for-
like it's really like little jumps.
Yes, little mini jumps. And we're going to go for 15 seconds on 3, 2, 1, and go. And so you can do marching or you can do those little mini hops. It's up to you. And you're going to go for 6 more seconds. All right, good. And you can all relax. So hopping sometimes feels very uncomfortable because it's not something that we do often. And that's okay if you experienced that today. You did it, which is exciting. And so hopping, again, it's all about the muscles in the feet. There's 100 different muscles and ligaments in your feet. And so what we're doing is we're challenging our feet in a new way that they're designed to be used, but we maybe don't have that capacity anymore. So if you were to do this, let's say, for a whole minute, your feet would feel insanely tired, like you couldn't keep going. You'd feel all the muscles in your feet. And so that's what we're working on, but in a capacity that our body is able to handle. So knee problems often can stem from the feet. If you have a lot of pain in your knees, one of the ways that we can help manage that a little bit more is generating more power and strength in the foot, because that's the first thing that touches the ground. It's not necessarily going to fix anything, but it can make knee pain a lot more manageable or a lot more easy to deal with, so you can still do all the activities that you want to do. So the last exercise we're going to do today is we're going to do heel raises. So you can stand against a wall with your hands on the wall if you want, or your hands on a countertop, or you can just do it in space. But we're going to raise our heels off the ground and lower them back down. And we're going to do 15 of those whenever you're ready. And so the other thing that happens when we use the feet is we generate a lot of force in the calves. So when you do these 15, you might feel more tired than you expect or more tired than normal. And that's because everything we did leading up to this is making a demand on your calves as well. It has to absorb the energy. And if it's not used to that, it feels more difficult. You also might find this is easy, so that's okay too. How does this feel for everyone?
But I got a little tired about number 13. I mean the legs, calves, yeah.
That makes sense. 15 is a big number, so that's good. 13 is good. Nice work. So if you are all open to it today and the rest of this week, I would say when you're at the counter doing dishes, I want you to think about these heel raises and heel lowers. Excuse me. And every time you go to the sink, I want you to try to do 5 of them. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah. Why is this good for us, Jen?
Sure. So we're working our way from the bottom of the feet to the top, and we're doing that so that we can rebuild the capacity in our body. So if we experience any lower back pain, knee pain, hip pain, even potentially foot pain, a lot of that's going to stem from the first point of contact on the ground, which is the feet. So if we can get the muscles in the feet more active, if we can get the calves more ready to absorb force, then we can build some confidence in the body in a way that is going to help you to manage those other potential issues. If you don't have any of that pain and you're not worried about those things, the other benefit is it makes you a better athlete. So if you want to start running again, or you want to start moving more quickly again, this is the way to do it. No matter what age you're at, you start at the feet and you move your way up, and the higher and higher we can build that capacity up, the more and more activity that can be done.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, but a comment, my feet feel really good after this.
Perfect. So if you have a ball, you can also feel free to roll out your feet. That's going to feel good today. And take tomorrow off. And then after that, every time you're at your counter, 5 calf raises.
All right.
All right, cool. Thank you, everyone.
Great.
Thank you.
Of course. I hope everyone has a good weekend. It's going to be a holiday. Are you guys doing anything fun?
Don't know. It might be rained on.
I know. We might get raining all weekend.
Yeah.
Looks like
We'll find something fun to do.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Relax. Okay.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, Jen.
Thank you.
Hope your alarm works out soon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.